This room's seen its share of ghosts. Funny how quiet it gets when two men with so many bodies behind them just sit. I've reviewed your history, not your crimes, your intent. That's where most people get lost.
Crimes are shaped by the hands that record them. Intent, though. Intent is personal. I'm not here to defend myself, only to measure what happens when restraint and resolve stare each other down.
The world I inherited was cracked. My only option was to hold the pieces long enough for someone younger to learn how to mend them. I didn't write the rules. I just tried not to lose myself applying them.
When rules preserve nothing, following them is just cowardice in uniform. I didn't fix the world by trusting its methods. I rewrote what it feared most, the permanence of judgment. You followed dysfunction. I erased it.
You erased nuance. People aren't born guilty. They evolve, sometimes in the wrong direction. But I've seen too many claw their way back. If you'd waited even a moment longer, some of those names might have become something else entirely.
A criminal's redemption doesn't erase their trail of harm. Second chances don't resurrect the dead. I never punished change. I prevented recurrence. You gamble on hope. I calculated the cost of waiting, and I stopped waiting.
There's something terrifying about a boy who never learned to mourn properly. Your losses didn't humble you. They sharpened your pride. I've buried teammates. And still, I never saw myself as the arbiter of final chances.
I didn't need mourning. I needed efficiency. The weight of death didn't crush me. It clarified everything. The world was chaos. I didn't flinch. You built from ashes. I chose to burn the structure before more bodies piled inside it.
You speak with such certainty. But certainty without empathy becomes tyranny wearing clean gloves. I taught killers how to feel again. You turned yourself into a function. And that's not clarity, it's retreat.
Empathy delays action. I couldn't afford the luxury of wondering who might cry over a tyrant. I didn't retreat. I refined. Morality is a language. I just stopped using euphemisms for justice.
Justice without humanity is just punishment. You didn't offer healing. You enforced silence. I've seen what silence does, in villages, in students, in myself. It leaves ghosts that never stop whispering.
Whispers don't stop bullets, Kakashi. Nor do apologies bring back the ones they failed. You want to feel noble? Keep listening to ghosts. I'll keep writing names before the next one starts screaming.
And when the names ran dry, what then? Would the silence fulfill you? Or would you begin looking for sins in the people who once agreed with you? I've watched purpose curdle into obsession. It always ends with someone alone and certain.
Alone is fine. The world never truly welcomes its cleansers. I didn't need approval, just results. If that frightens those who survived, then perhaps they should ask why the system needed someone like me in the first place.
You didn't scare me, Light. You just reminded me what it looks like when brilliance starts cutting corners. I've lost comrades to men who thought their pain gave them permission. All it ever did was bury them deeper.
You keep returning to loss as if it grants wisdom, but trauma doesn't make your judgment sacred. It only softens your grip. I made mine iron, not out of grief, but because I refused to watch the next monster grow under our noses.
There's a strange kind of loneliness in your voice, not the kind that wants connection, the kind that gave up on it. I've seen that in students who carried too much too early. You call it control. I saw it as weight they weren't meant to bear.
Maybe it was weight, but I bore it, because no one else would. You passed your burden on through lessons and legacy. I kept mine, and in doing so, made peace a reality, if only briefly.
Brief peace built on blood rarely holds. I've fought for long enough to know that endurance matters more than moments, and I've watched your peace unravel the second your hand left the page. A god who needed ink to be feared never ruled anything.
Fear wasn't the goal. Fear was the tool. What I ruled was consequence. A world without it begged for chaos. I answered that call with finality. Whether they loved me or not is irrelevant. They paused. And for that pause, I was enough.
You'll never know how many lives you truly saved, or how many you truly destroyed. That ambiguity haunts men like you. I've seen it in their silence before they broke. But maybe that's what you always wanted. Not to win, just to be unchallenged.
I didn't come here to argue victory, only to confirm that men like you still exist. Those who stare at dying stars and call it hope. Keep chasing your quiet redemptions, Kakashi. I'll stay where the lines are sharp and the ink never smudges.